Everyone has heard of supercars, and many people would know a hypercar if they saw one. Both look wild, cost a fortune, and go from zero to officer. I swear I didn't see the sign in under 3 seconds. But they're not the same thing. Today, we're figuring out where that line is. What makes a supercar just a supercar? And what pushes a car over the edge into hypercar territory? Let's get into it. A supercar is a high-performance machine built to be fast, agile, and eye-catching. These cars usually feature powerful engines, sharp designs, and a driving experience that's a step above what most people will ever own. They're expensive, exotic, and built with performance in mind, but they still exist within the realm of real-world driving. You might see one parked on the street, in a YouTube video, or roaring around a track day. They're aspirational, but not unattainable. Some examples of modern supercars: Lamborghini Huracan. It shouts at you in Italian and revs to prove a point. Audi R8, supercar performance with German manners. McLaren 720S, featherweight, absurdly fast, and engineered like a scalpel. These are names people recognize, even if they're not car experts. They show up in video games, movies, and social media. A supercar makes a statement, but it's still a production vehicle. You can buy one from a dealership, register it, and take it out for a drive, assuming you've got the budget. Think of supercars as the elite athletes of the automotive world. They are incredibly capable, pushing boundaries that most cars can only dream of. They represent the pinnacle of what a mainstream luxury or performance brand can offer, blending speed with a certain level of daily usability. While you might not drive one to the grocery store every day, they are designed with the intention of being driven on public roads, offering a thrilling experience without requiring a dedicated race team to operate them. A hypercar takes everything a supercar does and pushes it into another category entirely. These cars go beyond fast. They're built to showcase the absolute cutting edge of performance, materials, and engineering. A hypercar is usually extremely rare, extremely expensive, engineered with advanced, often experimental technology. These are the cars automakers build when they want to break records, show off what's possible, or redefine performance altogether. Hypercars are often produced in very small numbers, sometimes as few as a couple dozen units worldwide. Some examples: Ferrari LaFerrari. Yes, they named it the Ferrari. McLaren P1, a plug-in hybrid that basically redefined what a hypercar could be. Porsche 918. Spider. Faster than it looks, quieter than you'd expect, deadlier than you think. Bugatti Chiron, the kind of car you buy if you want to outrun an aircraft. Hypercars are produced in ultra-limited numbers, often with price tags in the millions. They're not just vehicles, they're rolling tech showcases, collectibles, and in some cases, straight-up engineering experiments with license plates. Imagine a hypercar as a concept car that somehow made it to limited production. They are often test beds for technologies that will eventually filter down into supercars, and then even further into more mainstream performance vehicles years down the line. When you see a hypercar, you're not just looking at a vehicle. You're looking at a statement of intent, a declaration of engineering prowess, and a glimpse into the future of automotive performance. Let's talk money. Because yes, it absolutely plays a role in this whole supercar versus hypercar debate. Supercars usually live in the $200,000 to $500,000 range. Not cheap by any stretch, but still within the realm of possibility for pro athletes, movie stars, or that one guy on YouTube who reviews everything while wearing designer hoodies. Hypercars? Whole different game. We're talking $1 million and up, and that's before the special edition, paint, custom wheels, and the plaque with your name laser etched into the center console. Now, to be clear, price alone doesn't automatically make a car a hypercar. There are expensive cars that aren't hyperfast, and there are ultra-rare performance monsters that undercut the million-dollar mark. But, let's be honest, if you hear a car costs more than a Manhattan apartment, there's a good chance it's wearing the hypercar badge. Supercars typically stick to traditional high-performance setups: big combustion engines, rear or all-wheel drive, and just enough electronic aids to keep you from launching yourself into a tree. Think of a supercar as a highly refined version of a traditional sports car. The focus is on maximizing horsepower, optimizing handling dynamics, and creating an exhilarating driving experience through well-established engineering principles. They might incorporate advanced aerodynamics or sophisticated suspension systems, but generally, these are evolutions of existing technologies. Hypercars, on the other hand, go off-script. These machines are where engineers stop asking what's practical and start asking what's possible. That often means hybrid powertrains, active aerodynamics, ultra-lightweight construction, and computer-controlled systems working in real time to manage performance. Automakers developing hypercars aren't merely trying to make a faster car. They're trying to redefine the very concept of speed and control. Take the McLaren P1 or the Porsche 918 Spyder. Both use electric motors alongside gas engines, not just to save fuel, but to unleash extra torque instantly, like hitting a boost button in a racing game. Every component, from the bespoke tires to the custom-designed transmissions, is engineered for a single purpose: to extract every last ounce of performance. This often means embracing complex, cutting-edge solutions that would be too costly or too complicated for even a supercar. In short, supercars feel engineered for the real world. Hypercars feel like they were engineered just to see if it could be done. Performance numbers can't tell the whole story, but they definitely help highlight the gap between a supercar and a hypercar, and that gap is wider than it might seem at first glance. Take the Ferrari 488 GTB. It makes around 660 horsepower, hits 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 3 seconds, and tops out just over 200 miles per hour. That's serious speed, and for most drivers, more than enough to feel like you've broken a few laws of physics. Now compare that to something like the McLaren P1 or Porsche 918 Spyder, both pushing 875 plus horsepower, dropping 0 to 60 times into the 2.6 to 2.8 second range, and topping out well beyond 210 miles per hour. And they don't just accelerate, they launch, with electric motors adding instant torque and hybrid systems managing power delivery in real time. On paper, the difference might look small, but at this level, every tenth of a second requires major innovation. Hypercars aren't just an improvement, they have pushed beyond what's considered normal, even by supercar standards. It's also about how effortlessly they do it, how composed they stay at the edge of control, and how far they stretch the limits of engineering to get there. So when does a supercar become a hypercar? There's no official checklist, but a few things usually signal the leap from supercar to hypercar. First is exclusivity. Hypercars are almost always produced in very limited numbers, sometimes under 100 units globally. They're not just rare, they're intentionally rare. Second is engineering. Hypercars don't just build on what's already been done, they introduce something new. Whether it's hybrid electric drive, active aero, or a new kind of material construction, they often debut features that eventually trickle down to other performance cars years later. Third is performance. Not just top speed or 0 to 60 numbers, but the full package: braking, cornering, acceleration, and how everything works together under extreme conditions. And yes, price plays a role too. If a car costs over $1 million and pairs that price with world-beating technology and design, it's probably not just a supercar anymore. In short, a hypercar isn't just faster, it goes beyond expectations, beyond convention, and often beyond what seems necessary. The line between supercar and hypercar isn't always sharp, but once you know what to look for, it becomes clearer. Supercars are incredible machines, fast, striking, and built for high performance. But hypercars exist in a different category. They represent the extreme edge of what's possible. They're rarer, more advanced, and engineered not just to perform, but to break records, test limits, and redefine what a car can be. Both are impressive. Both are aspirational. But only one is designed to turn heads and twist the laws of physics. If you're curious about how specific models stack up, or what makes certain hypercars so unique, stick around. We'll be getting into those in future videos. Thanks for watching.